Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. I'm your host, Tom, the Wandering Wolf, and you are listening to Secrets of the Wandering Wolf. Today's topic was supposed to be about intention over attention, what it means to hold space, and showing up in that arena. However, I feel called to talk about my experience today in regards to having faith in spirit, the universe, God, your deities, your guides, whatever you believe in. Simply for the fact that today was one of those days where having faith and trust and patience really paid off. So as always on Wednesdays, I sit with Odin in the morning before I do anything and lit his candle. And today I invoked the rune Ansuz, as it's a rune I'm slowly relearning and going deeper with. Today was one of those days where I wanted to see if it would provide the energy and information and knowledge I needed to get through this job I had to do. Once the time was here for me to leave, I went to the job, I prepped, I did what I had to do, started troubleshooting, realized that I was missing something. And after a couple hours, I started to get a little impatient and I started getting a little frustrated. And I remembered today was a day I was going to practice patience. I asked for spiritual guidance today in regards to something, let's say, mundane, the physical world. I just need to wait. And when I thought of the rune Ansuz, suddenly the question popped up, ask your dad. And for those of you who don't know me, my father has since passed. It's been a few years. So this was something he would have figured out on the fly. And so I sat there and I said, hey, I could really use your help. I could really use your help with this because I don't really know what I'm missing. And I did know once I figured it out. But when you're convinced that you know all the problems and the solutions to those problems, sometimes you overlook something simple. Well, I always say that spirit talks to you in subtle ways, but today he decided he was going to let me make a mistake in regards to figuring it out. But when I did that, it could have been a disaster. Oh God, it would have been a disaster. But then I knew what to do and how to handle it. And that's when his answer to me, his way of telling me, like, this is the issue. This is what you keep overlooking. Within an hour and a half of, troubleshooting time, I got it all figured out. And it's so important that when we're working in the spiritual communities, when we're doing shamanic work, energy work, remember that spirit's always talking to you, whether you're in ceremony or not. And sometimes all it takes is to ask a question like, dude, I don't know. I need your help. And today was a good example of just letting spirit guide me in something that had nothing to do with spirituality and everything to do with, let's get this job done. And it's days like today that remind me of why I believe in what I believe in and why I do what I do in ceremony. So I leave this question with you. Do you trust and have faith in what you believe in? Do you have guides with you that are showing you the way, but maybe you're too impatient to hear them, to see where they're pointing to? I'd invite you to slow down, to take another breath, to listen a little more intently and see what comes up. When you're struggling, ask for help. Ask for help and health from the highest you can and watch it all unfold. And with that, I'm going to leave you be. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, a little peek into my life to give you some insight on how spirit works with me outside of ceremony and how it can work for you. I'd love it if you could like, share, and subscribe, as well as take a look at the links down below to see what I'm up to. I am on the school platform with a community called the Wandering Wolves, where you get a chance to get meditations, videos, exercises, and hopefully classes in the near future exclusively there. And I want to say one more time, thank you for listening to Secrets of the Wandering Wolf.